Hey everybody. Hey, I started looking at some of how the mainstream media really explained what was going on with GameStop and Roku or not Roku, but Nokia, BlackBerry, and all these other stocks as far as the short squeeze. And it looks like they didn't really have a good handle on it. It's like they read an article and then they tried to repeat it, and then somebody listened to what they said and they tried to repeat it to somebody else and they just didn't get it. So I wanted to do a very simplified version, show you a very simplified version of basically what happened. And we're going to do this using, we'll call this BB, Blueberry. All right. So, realize this is going to be on a much larger scale, but this will give you an idea of what happened. So, let's say on the market there are 5 blueberries. All right, let's color these in to represent. Can I use this too? There are 5 blueberries on the market, right? Okay. Now, Jason's hedge fund. Okay, here's Jason's hedge fund. And he sees blueberries that are selling for $10. And he says, no way. Blueberries are not worth $10. They're only worth maybe $5. So I'm going to take advantage of that, because sooner or later people are going to realize they're only worth $5. And I can profit off of this. So Jason is going to borrow 2 of these blueberries, and we're going to represent these by empty circles, right, over to Jason. So he borrows these. And so he has a couple blueberries temporarily. And what he does is he turns around and we'll sell them to this guy, Sam. This is just a retail investor. All right. So he sells these to Sam. So now Sam has the 2 blueberries. Jason sold these for $10. So Jason now has $20. He has $20, but he still owes these 2 blueberries, right? So he's thinking they're going to go down to $5. And there's still some blueberries on the market here. So when it goes down to $5, he can just buy these 2 blueberries for $5 a piece. And then so he would be minus $10 and give them back over here to the ones he sold, right? And that way he makes a profit because Sam bought them for $10. And he was able later on to go to the market and buy them for $5 and then replace them. But that is not what happened, right? Oops. So we'll kind of put this back. What happened, instead of it going down, the price of the blueberries, they went up. Let's say they went up to $30 a piece. So now Jason sees this and he says, well, all right, this is ridiculous. There is no way any blueberry in the world is going to be worth $30. So what does he do? He borrows 2 more blueberries at $30 a piece, right? So now instead of the $20, he has $50 out. And he immediately sells them. Oh, not $50, $30. That's $60, $70, $80. So now he is he's actually plus 80, but because he sold 2 of these blueberries for 10 and 2 of them for 30. But now he owes 4 blueberries. And $30 seemed like such a ridiculous price. It's so overpriced that, it made absolutely no sense. And this is right where the stock was at when it's at, $100, particularly GameStop, super up. And this kind of happened again and again, where they're like, hey, no way. I mean, the current value, there's no way that company's worth that much, right? So this becomes public information, and there's some other things that go on that people think, these shares are available and these shares are available, and so they shorted again. And that's how it got essentially oversold by, I believe, 120, 130%. I think it was like 128, something like this, percent. So there was more shares shorted than there were available. That's public information. People realize this. So what happens to one blueberry, right? When everybody wants a blueberry, and there's a very limited supply. Well, the price just skyrockets, right? So now the blueberries are worth $100. So Jason's hedge fund, what is he going to do now? He's looking at it. He owes Floop 4 blueberries, which he would have to pay $400 for. And so he's going to lose basically way more than his initial investment, right? This would be like $320 loss. So 4 times his initial investment. People got wind of it. They kept buying, which means the shares are just not available. And this price here just kept going up and up. And now we're at 300 some. Limited supply. Hedge fund is pretty much screwed. And now all the retail investors that are not, they're holding on to these. So what little blueberry here is left just becomes more and more and more valuable. So that, in essence, that is a short squeeze. This is what happened. This is a very, very oversimplified version, but this is exactly what has happened. And this is how the hedge funds get screwed. And part of it is retaliation for market manipulation, for overselling. If you know a company well enough, once in a while you'll run across an article that is just absolutely not true. And who do you think puts those out? Who do you think puts out stuff that tries to drive a stock in one direction or the other? Well, someone who has billions and billions and billions of dollars on the line that can put out an article that owns millions of shares or short millions of shares, they're the ones that would benefit. All right, guys, I hope this makes a little bit of visual sense. Maybe you guys already understand this, but I wanted to kind of do like an oversimplified version again, to show you basically what's happening, because it's one of the most entertaining things I've seen in the stock market ever. All right, guys, have a great day.